For the past 9 years, I've been part of a very tight-knit friend group. My best friend, her fiance, my fiance, and me. We did everything together. Holidays, birthdays, trips, board game nights. Our lives were deeply connected. I even work at the same company as my friend. We once talked seriously about buying land and living close to each other. From the outside, it looked like a perfect friendship. But behind the scenes, there was always one problem. My friend's fiance. From early on, he made comments that were supposed to be jokes. Comments about my appearance. Insults disguised as teasing. Being called stupid, useless, or lazy. He would say it with a smile, like it was harmless fun. But it never felt harmless to me. Over the years, his words broke me down piece by piece. I cried more times than I can count. I brought it up many times. My friend talked to him, made him apologize, and promised things would change. But the outcome was always the same. That's just how he is. He jokes with everyone. He doesn't mean it. The truth is, he didn't treat everyone the same. He targeted me the most because I reacted. My friend could brush it off. I couldn't. I was the perfect target. Sensitive, emotional, easy to provoke. Slowly, I started seeing myself through his eyes. I felt inadequate, ashamed of my body, ashamed of my personality. I hated myself when I was around them. I tried everything they told me to do. I laughed it off. I ignored it. I pretended it didn't hurt. I swallowed my feelings and stayed quiet. I didn't want to cause conflict. I didn't want to be dramatic. And most of all, I was terrified of losing them. They were my only close friends. 2 weeks ago, everything finally collapsed. We went on a trip together, something that was supposed to be relaxing and fun. But I was already in a very bad place, both emotionally and physically. I was dealing with intense emotional sensitivity and constant physical discomfort. Still, I pushed myself. I went on hikes. I cooked dinner. I helped when I could. They knew how unwell I felt, but he didn't stop. He mocked me when I hesitated near a campfire because I felt dizzy. He complained that I wasn't doing enough, even when I explained why. He dismissed my limits like they were excuses. Later, when all I wanted was to lie down and recover, he joked that I never help, even though I had cooked for everyone. Something inside me finally snapped. I told him how much his words hurt me. I told him how invisible I felt. I told him how small and worthless he made me feel after years of these comments. He barely listened. And then he laughed. My friend overheard everything. Instead of supporting me, she brushed it off and treated it like a silly argument. But it wasn't about dishes, it wasn't about jokes, it was about 9 years of pain. I raised my voice out of pure frustration, and instead of trying to understand me, they both dismissed me. In that moment, I genuinely felt like I was losing my mind. I walked outside and broke down completely. I cried harder than I had in years. I felt empty, exhausted, and humiliated. The only person who followed me was my fiancé. He hugged me and told me we could leave. So we did. The next morning, we packed our things and went home. They were shocked. I think they truly didn't expect me to finally choose myself. After that trip, I realized something painful. We are fundamentally different people. I am sensitive. I feel deeply. They are not. Around them, I always felt like I had to hide my emotions so I wouldn't ruin the mood. I was never allowed to fully be myself. I tried talking to my friend again afterward. I hoped, maybe this time, she would understand. Instead, she told me she couldn't comfort me that night because I had raised my voice. She hates conflict and shuts down when emotions get intense. And once again, she defended him. She said he isn't emotional and never will be, that I shouldn't take his words to heart, that he treats me like a sister. The message was always the same. He is allowed to be himself. I am the one who needs to change. Toughen up, care less, feel less. But that's not who I am. Why is his personality accepted without question, while mine is treated like a flaw? Why am I expected to erase parts of myself just to keep the peace? At this point, I don't even know if we are real friends anymore. I've started seeing a therapist, but I feel tired, sad, and confused. I'm still scared of losing them. But maybe losing them wouldn't be a loss at all. Because when I look back, I realize something important. Yes, we shared good memories. We laughed, we traveled, we bonded over books, games, and adventures. But almost every happy moment is stained with pain I chose to ignore. I ignored it to stay connected. I ignored it to avoid being alone. I ignored it because I was afraid. And now I'm asking myself a hard question. How many times do you have to silence yourself before you disappear completely? Maybe choosing myself means letting go. And maybe that's not the end of something. Maybe it's the beginning.